Hello students, welcome back to the e-learning classes of Gokul Dham International School. Myself Tushar Dedia. Today we are going to start our new chapter, Heredity and Evolution. As we all know, what is heredity? Heredity means the transfer of characters from one generation to the another generation known as heredity. For example, the transfer of particular character from parents to the offspring or parent to the son known as heredity, and during this process certain variation also occur, and due to this variation after some time or after certain generation the evolution is occur. So today we are going to discuss about these things, that what is heredity and evolution. Man knows from the beginning that certain things are transferred from parents to the offspring, and how we can say that they humans are knowing these things from the beginning, that old men say certain kahawats like વડ એવા ટેટા અને બાપ એવા બેટા. This indicate that they are know that something is passing from parents to their offspring. So but they don't know that how these things are passing from one generation to another generation. What is the responsible for this transfer of particular character? So in today's class we are going to discuss about these things, that how these characters are passing from one generation to the another generation, and how this variation occur, and this variation leads to the evolution. So first of all we will start with the heredity. So what is heredity? The transfer of character or trait from parents to their offspring known as heredity. Means कोई कैरेक्टर है जो कि पेरेंट्स में से सन में आता है, उसे इस प्रोसेस को हम क्या बोलेंगे? हेरिडिटी बोलते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, वन मैन हैव ब्लू आइज हु मैरिड विद द गर्ल्स हैविंग ब्लू आइज, then they produce the son having blue eyes. So here eye color is a character and blue eyes is a trait. Blue eye is a allele for the particular blue eye character, and it will pass from parents to their offspring. So this process known as heredity. Now next term is a variation. So what is variation? The difference between the character or trait among the individuals of the same species called variation. For example, we all are human beings in the species called Homo sapiens. All the humans are included in the species Homo sapiens, but we all are look like different from each other. No one look like similar. So this is the difference between the individuals of the same species known as variation. In another word, we can also say that the degree of difference found in a offspring from the parents known as variation. Means पेरेंट्स जो ऑफस्प्रिंग प्रोड्यूस की है पेरेंट्स ने, उसमें जो डिफरेंस होता है उसे हम वेरिएशन बोलते हैं. उससे ऐसा भी बोल सकते हैं कि जो इंडिविजुअल्स स्पीसीज में हैं उसमें जो वेरिएशन है उसे भी हम वेरिएशन कहते हैं. ओके, you can see here you can see in this picture that all these children are of the humans only. Okay, but they all are look like similar to them each other. So at the some point they also look like they also have certain similar character, and at the same time they also have some dissimilar characters. Likewise, the birds, the leaf of the plants, and the dogs all have certain characters similars. You can see that these dogs, we can see them and identify that these are the dogs, but they are different from each others. So this is called variation. We can identify that these are the dogs. Okay, so this is called the heredity, that we can identify, okay, this is the dogs. But the variation is the individuals of particular species, means the individuals of this dog species have certain dissimilarities. That's why we can identify that these individuals are different from this. Okay, so this is called variation. Next is accumulation of variation during reproduction. When organisms reproduce, the offspring show minor variation due to inaccuracy in DNA copying. This variation less in asexual reproduction and more in sexual reproduction. As we know that when a cell reproduce or organism reproduce, they produce new offspring. For this process, these offspring parents have to copying their genetic material or DNA. During this process, in a inaccuracy of this process, it leads to the formation of variation, and this variation occur less in asexual reproduction, and the variation occur more in sexual reproduction, because in asexual reproduction there is no fusion of gametes, where in sexual reproduction there is fusion of two gametes, from one from male and from one from female, and the combination of the these gametes from the new offspring having characters of both the parents. So they have sexual reproduction have more variation than the asexual reproduction, and the sexual reproduction is responsible for the increases the speed of evolution. And we know that in reproduction there are certain variation occur, but sometimes this is not like this, that all the variation occur in organism are useful for them, or useful for them to survive in that particular environment. There are certain variations which is not useful for the organism to survive in a particular environment, or in a earth in one earth. Some variation are useful variation, and they help organism to adjust to the change in the environment. Means there are some variation which are useful for that organism to adjust with the change in the environment. मतलब जो environment में change होता है उसके साथ adjust करने में certain variation useful होते हैं organism को. On the another hand, the some variation do not help the organism to adjust to the change in the environment, and they may die and extinct. Means जो वेरिएशन ऑर्गेनिज्म को एनवायरनमेंट में जो चेंज हुआ है उसके साथ एडजस्ट करने में हेल्प नहीं करते, तो ऐसे ऑर्गेनिज्म एट द एंड दे विल डाई एंड एक्सटिंक्ट फ्रॉम द अर्थ. So you can see in the picture that these polar bears having live in the polar region, and where temperature is very low. Due to this, some variation occur in their body, and they produce more fats on their skin. So these fats are help them to resist this cold in a polar region. Okay. Now rules. Next is rule for inheritance of characters. Characters are transferred through the gene present in the DNA molecules in the chromosome present in the nucleus of the cell. Which this want to say that these characters or trait transfer due to the gene which is present on DNA. You can see here this is the DNA, and on the DNA there are gene present. The gene is known as segment of DNA, and these genes are present on the DNA, and this DNA are present in the chromosome. And we know that the chromosome present in the nucleus and nucleus present in the cell itself. The inheritance of characters is due to fact that both the father and mother contribute equal amount of genetic material to the child. So for each trait there is two factors, one from parents, one from father and another from mother. We all know that The inheritance of particular characters in a sexual reproduction where both the parents are contributing equally for the each trait, and each two factors are responsible for the each trait, one from the father and another from mother. The Mendel conducted many experiments on the garden pea plant and determined the rules for the inheritance of trait or characters, which means that the Mendel, one scientist who conducted many experiments on garden pea plant and determined the rules of the inheritance of trait, which means on which in which manner these traits are transferred from parents to the offspring, which is discovered by the Mendel, also known as the father of genetics. So here you can see that this is the DNA, and on this DNA the genes are present. The segment of DNA known as gene, and this DNA are present in chromosome. Okay, this chromosome present in nucleus, and nucleus in a cell, we know that. Next is when plants having one pair of character cross known as monohybrid cross, means when we cross the plant for the only one pair of characters known as monohybrid cross. Let us see what is monohybrid cross. Mendel selected. What Mendel does? Mendel selected pea plant having one pair of character. One pair. It means Mendel selected only one pair of character. For example, length of the plant. Okay. He selected a tall pea plant and short pea plant. It is a one character. The length of the plant. There are two crossing a phenotype where tall pea plant and short pea plant. He selected pure tall pea plant. All the alleles for the tall plant and pure short plants, means they have all the alleles for both the alleles for short pea plant, and cross pollinated them, means उनके बीच में क्रॉस करवाया, and he obtained all the plant having tall in the F1 generation, means जो पेरेंट्स के में से क्रॉस पोलिनेट करवाया उसकी वजह से उसमें फर्स्ट जनरेशन में ऑल द प्लांट हैविंग टॉल कैरेक्टर, मीन्स जो F1 जनरेशन में प्लांट्स प्रोड्यूस हुए वो सभी प्लांट्स टॉल थे. दैट इज ओके, दैट वन कैरेक्टर्स फ्रॉम वन पेरेंट्स द कैरेक्टर्स आर ट्रांसफरिंग. Okay, then what he does, then he allowed to self pollinate this F1 generation, and in F2 generation he surprisingly get three different type of combination of two different type of combination, where three out of four plant, three plants having tall and one plant is a short plant. So it get a result in a 3:1 ratio, where 3 plant is tall and 1 plant is short in F2 generation. The ratio of pure tea plant, hybrid tall plant and pure dwarf plant was 1:2:1. That then after he said that okay, in F1 generation the tall plant we found is actually hybrid of tall plant and short plant, and in F2 generation we get two phenotypes, where two physical characters and three different types of genotype, means which the characters of gene, in which we get one pure tall plant, one pure tall plant, two hybrid tall plant and one pure short plant or dwarf plant. The trait that is expressed in F1 generation is called a dominant trait. जो कैरेक्टर F1 जनरेशन में एक्सप्रेस हुआ उसे हम क्या बोलेंगे, उसे हम डोमिनेंट कैरेक्टर बोलते हैं और उसे हम डोमिनेंट ट्रेट बोलते हैं. एंड दैट इज सप्रेस्ड इन F1 जनरेशन. मीन्स जो कैरेक्टर F1 जनरेशन में सप्रेस हुआ उसे हम रिसेसिव ट्रेट बोलेंगे. मीन्स द कैरेक्टर विच सप्रेस इन F1 जनरेशन इज नोन एज recessive trait and the trait which expressed in F1 generation known as dominant trait. Let us see in the figure that Mendel selected two plant, one plant with the tall plant and one plant short plant, and crossed between them, and they found all the plant are tall in the F1 generation. So, but this all the tall plant is not actually tall plant. This all the tall plant not actually pure tall plant. They are hybrid of tall plant and short plant. Due to this, they are the hybrid for one character. It is known as a monohybrid, and this cross known as monohybrid cross. But when he allowed the F1 plants to self-pollinate between them, as a result of this, in F2 generation he get two different kinds of plants. Three plant out of four plant, three plant having tall character and one plant having short length. Okay, so this can be asked in exam that what is the phenotypic ratio we found in a F2 generation in monohybrid cross. So monohybrid ratio in phenotypic ratio in monohybrid cross is 3:1 ratio, which means we get 3 tall plant and 1 short plant, and the genotypic ratio in F2 generation for monohybrid cross is 1:2:1, where 1 is for pure tall plant, 2 plant we get hybrid of tall plant, and one plant we will get is having genotype of pure short plant. Now next is when plant having two pair of characters were crossed, known as dihybrid cross. In first one we see that it crossed for the only one character. Here Mendel crossed the P plant for two characters. He considered the two characters in their study for the particular cross. So Mendel selected P plant having two pair of characters. मतलब दो तरह के कैरेक्टर्स एक ही प्लांट में होते हैं और उसे हम क्रॉस करते हैं तो उसे हम क्या बोलेंगे, डाइहाइब्रिड क्रॉस बोलेंगे. He selected plant having round yellow seed and the wrinkle green seed. Means there is two different characters of seed. First one is a yellow seed and another one is a round seed, and the contrasting characters is wrinkle seed and green seed. So here he take two characters in a cross. First one is round yellow seed, which is dominant in nature and expressed in a symbolism by capital R and capital Y. On the other hand, the recessive character is wrinkle and green seed, can be symbolized by small r and small y. And then he cross-pollinated them. He obtained all the plant with the round yellow seed, which is similar to the monohybrid cross where all the dominant characters are expressed in F1 generation. Okay, so here dominant character is round and yellow seed which expressed in F1 generation. But as we know that in F1 generation the plants all the plants having hybrid for the each trait. So capital R and small r, capital Y and small y means we get all the dominant character, but this dominant are not pure in nature, they all are hybrid in nature. When Mendel allowed this F1 generation plant to self-pollinate between them, and in F2 generation he found two new combinations, and he get four types of phenotype, four types of different characters in the ratio of 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1, where out of 16 plant he had round 9 round yellow, 3 round green. In this, round is a dominant character and green is a recessive character. Another 3 had wrinkle and yellow seed, and only one plant out of 16 having green and wrinkle seed, which means both are recessive. And this is in the ratio of 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. Let us see in the figure that Mendel take two different characters for cross. First character is round and yellow seed, and another is green and wrinkle seed. In F1 generation, he get all the round and yellow seed, which is similar to the monohybrid cross. Okay, where dominant characters are express themselves in F1 generation. But in F2 generation, when he allowed them to self-pollinate, he get four different kinds of new characters, where in out of 60 plant, that I am talking about ratio, that out of 60 plant, 9 plants are round yellow, 3 plants are round winkle, round green, and then 3 plants are green and yellow, green and winkle, and only one plant having out of 60, only one plant having a seed of green and wrinkle seed. So this is the dihybrid cross, and the ratio of phenotypic characters in a dihybrid cross is 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. This can be asked in exam for MCQ. Now next topic is sex determination in human being. Human being have 23 pair of chromosome in the nucleus of the cell. We all know that in human there are 23 pairs of chromosome present in the nucleus. Out of 2 chromosomes are sex chromosome. Means out of 23 pair of chromosome, only last 2 chromosome, means only one pair of in 23 chromosome are known as sex chromosome. First last 2 out of last 2 chromosome, in male one chromosome having X and another chromosome is Y, and in female having both the Y chromosome, both the X chromosome. So when gametes produced by male having will produce two different kinds of gamete. First one is a gamete having X chromosome, and another 50% gametes will from having Y chromosome. So if sperm having X chromosome fuse with the egg, the chromosome the child will be girl, and if sperm having Y chromosome fuse with the egg having X chromosome, the child will be boy. Okay, let us understand with the figure. This male will produce two different kinds of gamete. First gamete will have X chromosome and another having Y chromosome, and they will produce in a 50%, means half will produce, half sperm will have X chromosome and half sperm will have Y chromosome. And in female, all the gametes produced by female will have only one type of gametes will produce by the female having X chromosome. When the sperm having Y chromosome fuse with the female gamete having X chromosome will produce male. Okay, will produce boy children, and the sperm having Y chromosome fused with the gametes having Y, it will produce female.